Have you ever felt like you're running a race you never signed up for? Like no matter how hard you try, someone's always ahead. Doing more, having more, being more. Yeah, we all feel that sometimes. In a world obsessed with likes, followers, and flashy success stories, it's easy to lose yourself, easy to forget your worth, easy to start living through the eyes of others instead of the strength within yourself. But what if I told you? Your greatest power begins the moment you stop watching others and start watching yourself. This isn't just another motivational message. This is a wake-up call. A call to stop scrolling, stop comparing, and start choosing you. Because the truth is simple. You don't grow by chasing others. You grow by facing yourself. So, if you're ready to finally break free from the noise, the pressure, the need to keep up, then stay with me. Because in the next few moments, we're diving deep into 7 life-changing rules that will help you shift your focus, reclaim your peace, and rise stronger than ever before. Let's begin this journey. Not to impress the world, but to become the best version of you. Rule 1. Stop comparing yourself with others. You know what's funny? Most people are so busy looking at everyone else's life, they forget to look at their own. If you've ever felt like you're not doing enough just because someone else seems to be ahead, you're not alone. But today, let's flip the script. This isn't just another motivational message. This is your reminder that the only life you need to focus on is yours. Let's be real. We live in a world where everyone is showing off the best parts of their day online. Perfect photos, exciting updates, back-to-back achievements. It's tempting to scroll and think, wow, I'm falling behind. But here's the truth. Nobody tells you. Everyone has their struggles, their quiet battles, and their off days. You just don't see those in the Instagram posts. Comparing yourself to others is like running a race with blindfolds on. You're stumbling through your own path while constantly looking sideways at someone else's track. And you know what that does? It drains your energy. It steals your joy. It makes you forget how far you've come. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your own growth? Not your best friends, not your coworkers, not some influencer online. Yours. Maybe you've overcome something difficult. Maybe you've learned a new skill. Maybe you're just getting through the day when life feels heavy. That's growth too. And it matters. We often ignore our little wins because we're too busy chasing someone else's big ones. But your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be valuable. Think of it like this. A tree and a flower don't bloom at the same time, but both add beauty to the world in their own season. That's how your life works too. Your timing is your own, and it's perfect in its own way. So instead of saying, I wish I was like them, try saying, I'm proud of where I am. That simple shift can change your mindset, your mood, and eventually, your life. One practical thing you can do is to take a break from the noise. Limit your time on social media if it makes you feel less. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not those who make you doubt your worth. And most importantly, start celebrating your own progress. Even the tiniest steps, because those small steps add up to something big. Another powerful tip? Use admiration as motivation. If you see someone doing great, don't let it bring you down. Let it lift you up. Ask yourself, what can I learn from them? That turns envy into inspiration. It keeps your focus on growth instead of comparison. Let me share a short story with you. There was a girl who used to constantly compare herself to her classmates. Everyone seemed smarter, more confident, more talented. But one day, she decided to stop looking around and start working silently on her own goals. She began improving just 1% every day, reading more, practicing her skills, and taking care of her mind. A year later, she didn't just catch up. She stood out, because she stopped trying to be someone else and chose to be her best self. And that's what I want for you. To realize that your worth isn't measured by someone else's timeline. Your path is yours. Own it, respect it, walk it with your head held high. Comparison will always be there. But your choice, that's what makes the difference. So choose to focus inward. Choose to grow quietly. Choose to be better than you were yesterday. At the end of the day, it's not about being better than someone else. It's about being proud of who you're becoming. Remember, you're not late, you're not behind, you're just on your way. Rule 2. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves your attention. You ever get that feeling where just being around some people makes you feel drained? Like they walk away feeling lighter, and you walk away feeling heavy? If that sounds familiar, then this message is meant exactly for you. Let's have a real talk. Your energy is sacred. It's not meant for everyone. Not everyone deserves your attention, your time, or your emotional space. Yet most of us spend our days trying to please people, fix others, or prove ourselves to those who don't even truly see us. And by doing that, we forget to protect the one thing we need the most, our own energy. You don't need to respond to every message. You don't need to show up for people who never show up for you. You don't have to explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your peace, your focus, and your mental clarity, they're more valuable than any fake connection or forced interaction. Think about how much time we lose thinking about what others think. Did I say the wrong thing? Will they be upset? What if they don't like me anymore? Let me ask you this. What if you don't like you anymore because of all that overthinking? You matter too. In fact, you matter the most in your own life. Here's the truth no one tells you enough. You don't owe anyone your energy. Being kind doesn't mean being available all the time. Being compassionate doesn't mean being a doormat. You can love people and still choose to love yourself first. And if someone gets offended because you chose your peace, that says more about them than it does about you. Start paying attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you feel inspired, uplifted, energized? Or do you feel drained, anxious, and small? That feeling is your intuition speaking. Don't ignore it. The body knows, the heart knows, and deep down, you know too. One way to protect your energy is to stop explaining yourself all the time. Not everyone is ready to understand your journey. Not everyone is meant to walk it with you. Some people were only meant to be temporary lessons, not lifelong companions. And that's okay. Let them go. You don't need closure from everyone. Sometimes silence is the closure. Another powerful way to guard your space is by setting clear boundaries. You don't have to answer late-night texts. You don't need to accept every invitation. You don't have to say yes when your soul screams no. Saying no isn't rude. It's a form of self-respect. Every time you say no to something draining, you say yes to something healing. Here's a little story to make this real. A guy was always trying to be there for everyone. Anytime someone had a problem, he was the one they called. He gave advice, stayed up late helping people, and sacrificed his own peace for others. But when he hit a rough patch, no one showed up for him. That moment broke him. Not because people didn't help, but because he realized how little he valued himself. That's when he made a change. He started saying no. He took time for himself. He stopped trying to be everyone's hero. And slowly, he found his own strength. Today, he's calm, he's clear, and he's not exhausted anymore. That change began the moment he chose to protect his energy. So if you're listening to this and feeling tired, mentally or emotionally, take this as your permission to rest, to step back, to recharge. You are not weak for needing space. You are wise for knowing your limits. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone should have a key to your peace. You're not here to fix broken people at the cost of breaking yourself. You're here to grow, to glow, and to guard the energy that fuels your dreams. So protect it. Choose your circle wisely. Watch your mental diet. What you read, what you watch, who you follow. Everything affects your energy. And remember this. Your attention is a gift. Give it where it's appreciated, not where it's wasted. Rule 3. Focus on progress, not perfection. Let's pause for a second and just breathe. Close your eyes, unless you're driving. Now ask yourself, why am I always so hard on myself? That pressure you feel? That little voice whispering you're not good enough until everything is perfect? That's not your truth. That's a lie you've picked up from a world obsessed with perfection. But let me share something powerful with you today. Progress is greater than perfection. You see, the idea of perfection is like chasing a moving train. No matter how fast you run, it's always just a little out of reach. And here's the crazy part. Even people who seem to have it all still don't feel like they've made it. Why? Because perfection isn't real. It's an illusion, a distraction, a trap. What is real, though, is progress, real effort, small wins, quiet growth. That's where the magic lives. Not in flawless performances, but in the honest steps forward, even when they're messy, slow, or scary. Think of a baby learning to walk. Nobody criticizes that baby for falling after 2 steps. No one says, well, clearly walking's not for you. We cheer, we smile, we encourage. So why can't we offer that same kindness to ourselves as we grow? You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to keep going. Every time you compare your early chapter to someone else's finished book, you rob yourself of joy. Progress happens in the quiet. In those moments when no one's watching, when you choose to show up anyway, when you keep going even when it's tough. That's real strength. Some days you'll feel powerful. Some days you'll feel like a mess. That's okay. Growth isn't linear. It's messy and unpredictable, just like real life. But every effort counts. Every small step matters. Every tiny act of discipline is a building block for the life you want. Let's be honest. Trying to be perfect can be exhausting. It leads to burnout. It feeds anxiety. It turns life into a checklist. But progress? Progress gives you room to breathe. It allows mistakes. It celebrates trying. It respects the journey. There's a young artist I once heard about. She used to spend weeks trying to perfect one painting. If a color felt off, she'd start over. She was chasing some invisible standard of flawlessness. And in the process, she lost her love for art. Until one day, her teacher told her something life-changing. The world doesn't need perfect art. It needs honest art. That hit deep. She started focusing on expression instead of perfection. And guess what? Her work became more meaningful, more alive. And yes, more successful. That same lesson applies to your life. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be real, authentic, growing, trying, showing up. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to take breaks. You're allowed to not have it all figured out. That's part of being human. What matters is that you're improving, not impressing. Here's a little trick. Every night before you sleep, ask yourself just one question. Did I move forward today, even a little? If the answer is yes, then you're doing just fine. Even if no one clapped for you, even if no one noticed, because you noticed. And that's enough. Don't let fear of imperfection stop you from starting. Don't wait for everything to be ready before you take action. The truth is, the more you move, the more ready you become. And don't forget to celebrate the small stuff. We wait for big wins to be proud of ourselves, but it's the little daily efforts that shape who we become. So celebrate that morning you got up on time, that hour you focused, that time you didn't give up. That's not nothing. That's growth. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And becoming takes time. Don't rush the process just because you want to skip the struggle. The struggle is what makes the story worth telling. So please, stop chasing perfection. Chase progress. One step, one page, one choice at a time. And someday, you'll look back and realize all those little steps added up to something beautiful. Rule 4. Stop comparing. Your journey is yours alone. Hey, have you ever looked at someone else's life and felt like you're falling behind? Maybe it's a friend who just got promoted, or someone on social media showing off their perfect relationship, perfect body, perfect smile. And there you are, scrolling through your phone at 2 a.m. thinking, what am I even doing with my life? If that's you, breathe deeply, because you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not behind. You're just on a different path. See, one of the biggest traps in today's world is comparison. We compare our beginnings to someone else's middle. We compare our reality to someone else's highlight reel. But here's the truth that will set you free. You are not them, and you were never meant to be. Your journey is uniquely yours. Your timing, your pace, your experiences. They're all crafted specifically for you. Trying to measure your life using someone else's ruler will only leave you feeling small. But you're not small. You're evolving. Think of life like a race, but not the kind you win by being the fastest. It's more like a marathon, and each person has a different course with different obstacles and turns. Some people start early, some start late, some sprint, some walk. But the goal isn't to beat someone else to the finish line. The goal is to finish your own course, with your heart intact and your head held high. And while we're being honest, most of the people you compare yourself to, they're struggling too. They just don't show it. That perfect smile might be hiding pain. That career success might have cost them sleep, peace, or relationships. What looks shiny from the outside often comes with cracks we can't see. You don't know what someone else had to go through to get where they are, and they don't know what you've survived just to be standing here today. So stop the comparison. It's not fair to them, and it's definitely not fair to you. Start shifting your focus. Instead of asking, why am I not like them? Ask, how far have I come from where I used to be? That's the real test, not how you measure up to others, but how you've grown within yourself. Let's imagine a tree. Some trees grow tall and fast, others grow wide and deep, but both serve their purpose. Both provide shade, shelter, and beauty. And neither ever looks at the other and says, "Why don't I grow like you?" They just grow, in their own time, their own way. You are like that tree. Your growth may not look like others, and that's okay. Maybe you're learning patience. Maybe you're healing from something no one else knows about. Maybe you're working silently behind the scenes. That still counts. That always counts. Here's another thing. Comparison robs you of gratitude. When your eyes are always on what others have, you forget to appreciate what's already in your hands. The relationships you do have, the progress you have made, the talents that make you unique. Don't trade those treasures just to chase someone else's path. Every minute you spend comparing is a minute lost from creating, building, becoming. And trust me, the world doesn't need another copy. It needs you, fully, genuinely, powerfully you. So from this day forward, promise yourself this. I will stop measuring my life against others. I will start honoring my path. I will celebrate others without losing love for myself. And I will keep walking, one real, honest, brave step at a time. And when that comparison voice creeps back in, and it will, talk back to it. Remind yourself, I'm not behind. I'm not less. I'm not late. I'm becoming exactly who I'm meant to be. Because your journey, it's not supposed to look like anyone else's. It's supposed to look like yours. Rule 5. Master your mindset before the world masters. You know what's crazy? Most of us wake up each day and start reacting. We react to notifications, to people's opinions, to things going wrong, to things taking time. And before we even take our first deep breath, the world already has its grip on our emotions. But here's the game changer. If you don't control your mindset, the world will control it for you. Now pause for a moment. Think about the last time something small ruined your entire day. Maybe someone made a rude comment. Maybe a plan got delayed. Maybe you just felt off for no big reason. And boom, your mood spiraled. You lost your peace. You couldn't focus. Sound familiar? That's what happens when you don't master your mind. Let's get one thing clear. Your mind is the control center of your life. It's where your confidence is built. It's where your fears are born. It's where your habits begin. And if you leave it untrained, unguarded, unshaped, anything and everything will find a way to control it. The media, negative people, doubt, pressure, comparison. And before you know it, you're not living your life anymore. You're just surviving in someone else's version of what life should be. But here's the power you need to remember. You can train your mindset like a muscle. Just like going to the gym, it won't change overnight. But every time you choose to respond instead of react, every time you replace a negative thought with a positive one, every time you show up even when it's hard, your mindset gets stronger, sharper, quieter, more focused. You see, you don't need the world to be peaceful to feel peace. You don't need everyone to believe in you to believe in yourself. You don't need the perfect circumstances to take action. What you need, what you really deeply need, is the ability to lead your mind before it leads you down the wrong road. Let's get real. Life is full of distractions. People will doubt you. Mistakes will happen. Emotions will rise. That's not weakness. That's just being human. But mastering your mindset means being able to pause, breathe, and choose your response. Not everything deserves your reaction. Not every moment has to control your emotions. Let's say someone criticizes you harshly. The old mindset? I'm not good enough. Maybe they're right. But a trained mindset? They're allowed their opinion, but I know who I am, and I'm still growing. Big difference. That mindset shift could save your whole day or even your whole dream. You have to protect your mental space like your life depends on it, because honestly, it does. Guard your energy. Choose who you allow into your headspace. Filter what you consume. Affirm yourself daily. And most importantly, learn how to speak to yourself kindly. Here's a truth many people ignore. The way you talk to yourself becomes the way you feel about yourself. So ask yourself, are you building yourself up or breaking yourself down? Are you planting confidence or feeding self-doubt? Every successful person you admire, they've fought mental battles you'll never see. They've had to master fear, self-criticism, insecurity. They weren't born with bulletproof minds. They built them, day by day, choice by choice. You can do that too. You don't need a fake positivity. You just need to build resilient positivity. The kind that says, this is hard, but I'm harder. This hurts, but I'll heal. I may fall, but I won't stay down. That's real mindset mastery. So let today be the day you start leading your thoughts instead of letting them lead you. Create space in the morning to set your mental tone. Journal, meditate, pray. Say your goals out loud. Whatever works for you, just start. Because if you can win the battle in your head, you can win the day. And if you keep winning the day, eventually, you win your life. You've got this. Just remember, the world doesn't shape you unless you let it. But your mind, that's yours. Own it, train it, master it. Rule 6, build yourself in silence. Let success be the noise. Ever felt like you're shouting into a crowd, but no one's really listening? You try to prove your worth, explain your dreams, defend your decisions. But the world just stares blankly, or worse, laughs. Yeah, I get it. It's tough when your growth is invisible to others, when people don't see the hustle behind your quiet moments. But what if I told you that your greatest power lies in that very silence? You see, we live in a time where showing off is normal. People post everything, their wins, their workouts, their breakfast. And somewhere in that noisy feed, we start feeling like we're behind if we're not constantly displaying something. But here's a beautiful truth. Real strength grows quietly. Think about nature. The most powerful trees don't scream while they grow. They rise steadily, root by root, leaf by leaf. Deep beneath the surface, their foundations stretch and strengthen, hidden from the eye. But when they're fully grown, their presence is undeniable. That's what silent self-building is. It's the late nights no one sees, the small steps you take every day, the moments you choose discipline over distraction, the times you fail and keep going anyway, those quiet sacrifices you make when no one's clapping. That's where greatness is born. Let the world talk, let them assume. Let them laugh or ignore you, because one day your results will speak so loudly you won't have to say a word. And that kind of success, the one built in silence, tested in pain, and shaped in solitude, that's the kind of success no one can deny or take away from you. See, when you build in silence, you protect your energy. You stay away from distractions. You work for progress, not applause. And that keeps your mind clear, your goals focused, and your journey pure. Here's something powerful. When people don't expect much from you, it becomes your advantage. You have space to grow without pressure. You get to surprise them, not because you need their approval, but because you earned your place. Quietly, consistently. And let's not forget, Silence is not weakness, it's control. It means you're focused on the real work. You don't need to update the world at every step. You just need to keep moving, in your way, at your pace, for your reasons. Sometimes people won't believe in your dream until it's already a reality. That's okay. Their doubt is not your problem. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to become the version of you that proves them wrong. Not through arguments, but through action. So when others are busy trying to impress, choose to improve. When others chase likes and views, chase your growth. When others laugh at your silence, let them. They won't be laughing when your life changes. And remember, you don't owe anyone your process. You don't have to announce every goal. You don't need permission to change. The world might not clap for your baby steps, but you take them anyway. Because this journey, it's not for them. It's for you. There will come a time when people look at you and say, "How did you do it?" And you'll smile, because they weren't there when you were quietly building. When you cried and tried again. When you fell and rose alone. When you said no to comfort and yes to growth. They didn't see the grind, but they'll see the glow. So keep going, stay quiet, stay humble, stay focused. Because one day your silence will echo louder than any noise you could have made. Rule 7. Don't compete, create. Your lane has no traffic. Hey, just you and me for a minute, okay? Let me ask you something straight. Aren't you tired? Tired of looking left and right? Tired of measuring yourself by what others are doing? Tired of feeling like you're always one step behind no matter how hard you try? Yeah, I know. We've all been there. Scrolling through everyone's highlight reel, comparing our real struggles to their filtered success. And the worst part? We start believing we're not enough. That we're moving too slow. That we don't have what it takes. But here's the truth you need to hold on to. You were never meant to compete. You were meant to create. See, the world already has a them. What it needs is a fully awakened, focused, fearless version of you. And that only happens when you stop running someone else's race and start building your own lane. You know what's interesting? Roads with the most traffic are the ones everyone's trying to take. The path that's popular, trendy, loud. But your real growth, your real success, that happens on the quiet road. The one nobody's talking about. The one you carve for yourself. You don't need to beat anyone to win. You just need to become the person who doesn't need to compare. Let that sink in. Because when you're busy chasing others, you're not building your own identity. You're not asking, what do I love? What makes me come alive? What kind of life do I want? You're just reacting, following, copying, and eventually, you'll lose yourself in the process. But when you shift your focus inward, when your attention turns from who's ahead of me to what am I capable of, that's where the magic begins. That's when your lane opens up. That's when your voice finds its power. Let me tell you something powerful. No one else can do what you do, the way you do it. That's not a cheesy line. That's a truth people forget. Your timing, your scars, your story, your personality, it all creates a path only you can walk. And yes, maybe that path doesn't come with instant applause. Maybe it feels slow, but it's real. And real success, it's not fast, it's not loud, it's deep and it lasts. You've got talents no one else has. Ideas no one else can think the way you do. But you'll never unlock them if your eyes are stuck on someone else's journey. Let their wins inspire you, sure, but don't let them distract you. Instead of competing, contribute. Add something new to the world. something honest, something raw, something you. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Don't wait until you catch up. Start where you are, with what you have. That's where greatness begins. You don't have to be better than anyone. You just have to be better than your yesterday. And on this road of creating, guess what? You'll stop feeling behind. Because there's no one to race, no scoreboard, no pressure to prove, just peace, purpose, and personal growth. So next time you feel insecure because of someone else's progress, remind yourself, they're not your competition, and you're not theirs. You're both just on different roads, heading to different destinations. And your road? It might be longer or quieter or slower, but it's yours. Own it. Walk it with pride. You don't need to speed up to match anyone. You just need to keep moving forward. Step by step, day by day. The goal is not to win against others. The goal is to wake up one day and feel proud of who you've become. Not because you beat someone, but because you built someone. That someone is you. And now, my friend, as we come to the end of this powerful journey, I want you to remember one thing. You are not here to impress the world. You're here to express your soul. The more you focus on yourself, your growth, your healing, your purpose, the less power the outside noise will have over you. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them judge. Your job is not to silence the world. Your job is to rise above it. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be. Keep your eyes on your path, your heart in your work, and your faith in your timing. Because the moment you stop comparing and start believing in yourself, that's the moment everything begins to change. This is your time. This is your lane. Own it. Walk it. Become it. Thanks for walking with me through these 7 powerful rules. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to Mind-Blowing Motive, where your mind finds clarity and your soul finds strength. Until next time, stay focused, stay strong, and always, always, stay true to you.